Sideline of ball. Lakewood are doing it. They're going to take. He's going to bring down 30. Along with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive. Wait for a second slide. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it. Oh my God. On three. They're all dead.
Good morning, Dota fans, and welcome back to the Summit. This is the opening day of the Summit 2 by G2A.com European Division. We've got a good one to get things started. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers facing off against Moscow5. I'm Sayori. I'll be solo casting, and let's get right into this draft here to see what these teams are cooking up. We've only got 2 games for our opener today. Many a team are in New York City right now for ESL 1, so we've got 2 games. This one we'll have a little hour break or so. Then we'll be coming right back for a little Power Rangers Virtus Pro Polar action for our second game of the day to round off our coverage. So the Power Rangers, they picked up the dubious duo, the Faceless Void and the Skywrath Mage, to get things started out of the gate. And Moscow5, they pick up Razor, the Lightning Revenant. No big surprise there. We've seen how powerful he can be, but a second pick on McGee. Ogre Magi going to be picked up here, and, well, he's been pretty solid recently, and we've seen him in an array of roles in the American Division. Team Root was running him in the solo mid, running him as a core, and, oh, man, it's got Coddle Guy all excited. It's actually pretty darn good. Get him a little Soul Ring, rush the Ags, move into, like, an E-Blade, get a little Bloodstone going on, and it's pretty impressive what the Ogre can do when he has that kind of space and that kind of farm. But I think more likely he'll be in the position 4, moving around, getting a little bit of experience where he can, and trying to set up kills in their side lanes. Now the Power Rangers, they'll grab the Nature's Prophet. He'll be headed to the off lane here, and this is actually a pretty even matchup. Let's take a look at the bets. Last I checked, this one was about 50-50.
10 seconds
why can't I see the games? Oh, there we go. Oh, oh, wow.
5 seconds
okay, Power Rangers 58% to the 42% of Moscow5. So pretty even. Power Rangers slightly favored here. I haven't really seen Moscow5 all that much. They weren't in the group stage of Star Ladder this season. So as me personally, I have not seen how they fared
team pick.
also well. Now the Sand King will be the second support for the Power Rangers. Some more great synergy with the Faceless Void. Looking more and more like he'll be in the position 1 in the safe lane. That'll be the off lane Prophet. Now you've got your Epicenter, your Mystic Flare, some huge wombos to drop inside that combo of that Faceless Chronosphere. Now, what will they grab for their final pick? They need their mid-hero. They need something for normally... no, it's Nexus in here today for Power Rangers. Okay, so looking for that Nexus hero. Puck could be a potential option. We'll see what Moscow5 go with here. Maybe a little more damage to go into that Chronosphere. Death Prophet would have been great, but of course she's been banned out, so that's not going to happen. Well, Moscow5, what are you going to do? They need another support, and they need their safe lane farmer. They'll probably be most interested in putting Razor in towards the mid. Maybe they'll go for an Enigma. You never know. You've got PGG. Enigma's not been banned out. I think there's a chance. There's a chance. But they're going to burn through a lot of their bonus time here. And no, they pick up the Silencer. So I've seen them do the position 4 Silencer more often than not. And that makes me think he'll be their position 4, but a little bit ambiguous. It's a little hard to read into what Moscow5 will want to do. It could be the farming Silencer in the 1 on the safe lane, or he could be that position 4, just moving around, working the jungle, and they'll pick up some scary carry with this final pick. Dusa is also still in the pool. Moscow5, well, not a huge amount of synergy around the Dusa, but something they could utilize. She's very good against Faceless Void. But so is Silencer. So either way, they've got somebody that can kind of counter him. You've got your Spectre banned out from the Power Rangers. Okay, no problemo there. Really that scared of Spectre. You'd always pick up the Necro. Necrophos works quite well against the Spectre. Just zap him with the ultimate once you get that Agatims, and no buyback hunt for you. Gyrocopter banned out by Moscow5. That would have been great for the Power Rangers. One of those carries that can actually carry and also synergize so well with the Faceless Void. And there aren't a huge amount of carries that do that. They need a mid anyway. So I guess they could have gone mid Gyro. That could have worked out here. They They need a tempo controller for the mid lane. I like something more like a Puck. A Magnus could be okay. Shockwave synergizes pretty well with the Void, and I like having the Empower so Void can hop in there and cleave them down and get a little bit of extra damage. Who else could control the tempos here for the Power Rangers? I don't think it's really a great Storm game. You've got a Silence over there. A little bit hard to read who's going to be going towards the mid lane. It'll probably be the Razor. I don't know who they'll be thinking fares nicely against the Razor. Viper and DP. Man, Moscow5 knew it. They wanted to ban out. Brute would have been awesome here also. All these awesome heroes that Power Rangers could have picked up have already been banned out. So I'll have to be a little patient. I'm kind of curious. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Do a little bit of Googling. See what old PR is up to. But they'll take their time. They've got plenty of bonus time to think about this. And looking at their heroes. All right. Oh, yeah, Mirana. They've been playing a lot of Mirana recently. I wonder if that's something they'll consider. They don't normally do Mirana mid. They do more like the J4 roaming around Mirana. I've always said that there's that chance to have a core Skywrath mage, but I'm not feeling so hot about it. It doesn't really happen nearly as often as you'd think. So I think the Puck is the most likely choice. That's the one they've been running the most in the mid lane of heroes that haven't been banned out. Doom could also be an option. They like to run him more in sort of a farming, either jungle or safe lane role, but putting him mid could be an option. A lot of the heroes they like have indeed been taken out here. They could do something funky, and, well, that's funky. They'll do a Venomancer mid, it looks like. So Prophet off lane, Venom mid, and I guess he's pretty good against Razor. You can hit him with the poison, just slowly harass him down. Nothing a little magic stick won't be able to deal with, but still a nice strong laner there. If you leave him alone, he'll be able to knock down the tower and a huge amount of magic damage, which does synergize nicely with the Sand King and the Void. The Sand King in particular, you can run in kamikaze style, drop your poison everywhere, put your little fins up in the air and nova it. And then you got the Sand King to come in and pound the ground, epicenter to pick up some kills. So a nice little bit of synergy there. I kind of like that. Now, Moscow5, what are they looking at? We still don't know if the Silencer will be more of a 1 or if he'll be more of a 4. I'm partial to the 1 Silencer. That Refresher Ags, it's so hard to deal with, especially against all these heroes. Every one of them susceptible to the Silence, Nature's Prophet, Sand King, Veno. If you can start off a fight with a big global, lock them down before they can get off all that scary combo, the Wombo, it's pretty damn good. And if you have a Refresher and you can do it twice, get 8 seconds of magic or of silence, 9 seconds. Oh, man. But, ooh, they take the Lena. Wow, look at this bursty duo here. An old Tubby Ogre, and you've got Lena. That's a lot of fire damage coming out. Set it up with the Fire Blast, connect to the Light Strike Array, then move in, throw out that Dragon Slave, and yeah, you should be picking up some pretty solid kills. A really aggressive support duo from Moscow5. I like it. Think we'll probably see them roaming around a little bit, maybe picking up some kills, and well, doing some pretty serious damage. Blow Your Brain will take the Razor towards the mid lane, and Tron, he'll be taking the Clockwork over to the off lane, so no big surprise about those.
Prepare for battle.
All right. Let's get ourselves settled in here. Kotlga will be joining me for the second match today, but for game number 1, Zaiori's flying solo. A little bit of Zaiori solo cast here for PR versus M5. All right, looks like Moscow5 will invade the jungle here. They'll do a 5-man smoke, and they've got a couple of wards up. 2 sentries on McGee and 2 observers over on Delina. Oh, she's got that cute haircut. The only cosmetic he's got, the headdress of the Ember Crane. That's a good one. But they'll move into the Radiant Jungle here. Old Piranha Treant will try and scout it out, but they won't really be in a position to see where these wards come down, pending where they go. I think they're just going to want to get control of the pole camp and maybe get a ward down, and the entryway to the jungle looks like they'll go for this magic spot. Block out this camp here and get some nice vision of that entryway into the jungle. So let's see where they leave from here. They didn't even block the pole camp. So, oh, come on, Steam. All right, we just sick. He'll be in the danger zone. Gets harassed back by the fiery Lena, but he'll be okay. PGG, wow, they'll block out this hard camp over here, almost as if there was an enigma in the jungle. Interesting to see them not block the pole camp whatsoever. They'll leave it open and just block out the 2 hard camps. So this is really in the face of Sand King. J4 is a guy that knows how to work the jungle, and Sand King is one such hero that if he's left unchecked, he'll be able to get some big stacks and get a very fast blink dagger right around that 10, 11-minute mark, something like that. And M5 not going to let that happen because he is one of their big tempo controllers. We talked about mid laner getting a blink dagger and being a tempo controller. Veno not really one of them. He's a great staple in the lane, but he's not going to be moving around controlling too many tempos, and that's going to come onto the side of the Sand King. Out of the gate here, we'll see a potential gank attempt. PGG and King R, they're lining it up. They're thinking about making a move onto Shotchlo. We've got Tritada. He'll be headed mid on the silencer. And could be an initiation up top as Tron. He'll get bumped into by J4. We just Zik. They'll blast him down, but out come the Cogs. Now Nexus coming around the backside. That'll cut him off. No bash leveled up, but he does have the time walk, and they won't go for it. They'll just let the Clockwork walk away, and he will survive the first gank. Now down bottom, PGG just goes blow for blow with Cheshire Cat. And Cheshire, you don't want to go blow for blow with the Ogre this early on. He is one tanky mother. 7 starting armor, 625 HP. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet, he's got 550 and 3 armor. Got a little extra thanks to the ring, but yeah, you don't really want to go blow for blow with the Ogre. So, all right, let's introduce some rosters and positions here. We've already seen some of them. Power Rangers will be on the Radiant side. Cheshire Cat will be in the safe lane, farming away on the Nature's Prophet. That's Shotchlo mid on the Venomancer. And it's an aggro tribe, J4 on the Sand King. We just Zik on the Skywrath, and Nexus. Now, one of their consistent stand-ins here will be on the Faceless Void. On the Dire side, we've got Moscow5. They'll be doing a 2-1-2 coming out, at least for now. The supports have been roaming around a fair bit, but Tron will be here on the Clockwork. King R will be on the Lena. Headed mid, that'll be Tritada playing on the Silencer, and down bottom, we've got PGG, the Master of Disaster, on the Ogre Magi, and Blow Your Brain. He'll be farming on the off-lane Razor here. But so far, getting a lot of space in the lane and racking up a lot of last hits, interrupting the pole camp, and finding a fair bit of experience here as he splits it with Magooch, who's soon to be level 2. Prophet, he's had some space in lane, but his CS is actually a little lackluster. He's only 4-1, so doing okay considering it's a 2v1, but not getting maximum farm, suppose you could say. Now Skywrath Mage, he'll grab the double damage rune here at the 2-minute mark, and with that, they'll roam up top and cheese and crackers. Oh, the tunnel vision. Well, Tritada, he finds the first blood in the mid on the Venomancer. They're setting up a gank up top, and that's what I was preoccupied with. And here we go. Tron gets initiated on. The double damage from We Just Zik laying into him, but there's no support inbound. King R will connect with the Light Strike Array, and J4 just nowhere to be found. One little bro strike, and Tron probably would have gone down there, but Courier snipe in the mid lane. It's an empty bottle. Tritada will be able to rescue it from the Courier. Now Cheshire Cat will have to book it down towards the bottom lane, but up top we'll see multiple kills coming out as King R. He gets initiated on. They'll find the kill this time. Tron gets down a set of cogs. Battery Assault online, and We Just Zik will fall to the Wrath of the Tower. That makes it a 1-for-1 up in the top lane. Nature's Prophet, he ends up falling back in the mid as he comes back in. Silencer finds a kill there. So it is M5 that comes out ahead kind of across the board. Tritada finds 2 solo kills, 1 for the first blood, and now gets one onto the Nature's Prophet as well. That's an already 4 stolen intellect on him. And that gank up top, not going quite ideal. You don't really want to dive that tower for the Lena if you're just going to make it a 1-for-1. And looks like just had a little pause here. And we'll be right back in it. So Moscow5 in a good spot out of the gate. The Silencer in particular. He is racking up the last hits. Just about #1, tangoing back and forth with the Razor. And now with those 2 kills under his belt. You can expect this guy to have some pretty decent farm. We'll see what build Tritada goes for. I'm a big fan of the Midas in the farming Silencer role. I think it's pretty damn good if you can get it early enough. Attack speed, very good on the Silencer. And this is one of those games where he's got enough early farm. He'll be able to get it at a pretty good timing and still have an Ags probably before that 20-minute mark if things keep up. PGG down bottom gets initiated on, but Blow Your Brain comes in. Will connect with the static link here. And Plasma Field will find an easy kill on We Just Zik. The power of the Ogre there, folks. The big tanky mother. He goes in, absorbs all the damage, kind of baits it out, and they commit a little bit too far onto PGG, and Blow Your Brain just comes in to play clean house and gets himself a freebie on the Lightning Revenant. Goes right back to farming. So following that death, the Skywrath will head back towards the top lane. Tron will get initiated on once more. Burrow Strike to follow up. Light Strike array from the Lina will stop J4 dead in his tracks. Nexus comes in and will get hit by the Cogs, but still doing a lot of damage to the Clockwork. They'll bring him down as the Doves end up chasing him for the kill. King R whiffs the Dragon Slave, and now first hit Bash comes in. Oh boy, Cheshire Cat, he'll teleport up and makes it an easy kill onto Lina. It's a 2-0 now going the way of Power Rangers, and they found a solid recovery. Nexus gets a double, has his power treads up, and that'll be a Mask of Madness coming out before too long here, folks. Great stuff from Power Rangers. And now they're Void. I don't want to say he's made a full recovery because he wasn't that far behind, but those 2 kills will got to put him on point with the Silencers. Glancing at the net worth, yeah, him and Silencer pretty even with one another. 2 kills each, and they both found a lot of last hits. So we've seen a pretty active early game thus far. Power Rangers have made a lot of rotations. I guess both teams have really, but Lina's been hanging out in the top lane. Now PGG will make the rotation, and it'll end up as a try-on-try. Sand King not with him right now. Looks like he'll be heading to the other quadrant of the map. Sentry Ward from PGG will come down and counter things up just a bit there. So Prophet, he TP'd up to help get that kill, and now he'll just head back down bottom to get back to farming. Looks like they'll try to do the old wraparound onto Nexus, but he's 6. He's got a chrono he can use defensively. PGG, 2 points in the Fire Blast, will connect onto Nexus. Tron coming in. There's your Global Silence, and they needed it to try and make this happen onto Nexus, but it looks like it may not be enough. Trian's coming out to try to absorb some of the battery assault. Time Walk away. Tritada coming in, Invisibility Rune on. Now there's your Fire Blast onto Cheshire Cat. He'll lay in some of the glaives. Last Word will help him out here, and that might be enough for the kill on the Void. They've already gotten the Nature's Prophet. Last Word will secure it, and it's a double for Tritada. Nicely played by the Silencer as he makes the rotation, and the Void hangs around just a bit too long. Now he goes in onto Ouija Zik, throwing in the right clicks. A few more ought to do it. Glaive from the low ground. It'll be a triple kill for Tritada. Shotchlo may come in to clean it up. It's going to be an ultra kill. The Last Word should be more than enough to bring him down. Well, King R, you're going to ruin it for the Silencer. He'll pick up the kill. The Venomancer did end a pretty big streak right there, so he got a fair bit of gold. Let's see what the team recap grabbed. Only a 2 for 1, not quite all of it. But great exchange for Moscow5 as this Silencer is getting a lot of farm. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Blow Your Brain is initiated on as the supports rotate once more. Nowhere for the Razor to go. And this has just been the game of rotations. Both sides been rotating all over the map. And once more, Nature's Prophet will grab another kill, but Nexus has abandoned the offlane now. He's going to move safe lane to try and find some extra farm, and Prophet, we'll see where Cheshire Cat ends up. Meanwhile, in the mid, Ouija Zik will pull a rotation coming towards the Lina and the Silencer. No points in Curse of the Silent, but man, that maxed out Last Word. It really hurts. It's already secured him a couple of kills, and now he's just going to go Boots of Speed, Staff of Wizardry. Hard to tell exactly what build he's going into. Could be a Force Staff, as Silencer does lack general mobility, but could also just be the beginnings of the Aghanim Scepter. We've seen a lot of Silencers go for that Ag's Rush because it's just so damn potent. Here, it doesn't seem to be the case, and no points in Curse of the Silent, so rushing the Ags, as they say, is probably not going to be the way he wants to go. I think he'll look for some core items, then move towards that later game Aghanim Scepter. Razor's the one picking up the bulk of the farm, though, in terms of last hits. However, his net worth actually not quite at the top, mostly because, well, he hasn't picked up too many kills. Only 1 and 1, even though he's ricing like a champ, moving around. And now that Void's gone bottom, he says, hey, I'll just head to my safe lane now, buddy. Thanks for the free farm. I'm happy to rack it up. Void still looking solid. He's going to move into the Mask of Madness momentarily here, and looks like that's what he's got picked up. Arshi blows. And now he's going to have some solo kill potential. 9-minute power tread Mask of Madness gives him a lot of mobility. Mobility isn't the right word. It gives him a lot of aggressive power. And if he catches a squishy support, there is definitely some solo kill potential. If the Nature's Prophet teleports in, that definitely helps out quite a bit. Shotchlo, he'll just get poked by the Last Word. Hook shot, it'll be off the mark. Tron, it was a noble effort, friend, but unfortunately that one will fall a little bit short, leaves a bit to be desired. And the Venomancer will live to tell the tale. PGG down bottom, rotation for Cheshire Cat. Nexus comes in, Silence flies through. They want to try to save the chrono here. Now Nexus, he'll look to drop it on the teleports in, but now he gets silenced. Uh-oh, Nexus, he overcommits, and underestimating the power of the Silencer. That was a little too obvious there, friend. They knew you were going to try to chrono him as soon as they TP'd in, and the Silencer was there. Finger on the trigger, pulled out the global, and that secures the turnaround. Now they'll go in onto Ouija Zik. The Ignite will connect. Now the Plasma Field does near max damage. Dragon Slave just barely falls short. Wow, that's a long animation, but they'll be able to bring him down. McGee hits him with a Fire Blast, and Finishes the kill on the Skywrath. Now J4, oh, this is a bad time to be doing this big stack, buddy. M5, they're going to move in here, and they're just going to clean it up. This really hurts. This was a triple stack. Sand King was able to get a couple of them, but this will slow him down quite a bit. He's got 1,600 gold towards his Blink Dagger, 9.5 minutes in. He'll still have a decent timing as he heads mid and racks up a couple of last hits, but I like this play from M5 to move in and keep tabs on the jungle. Now, Venomancer. He's now rotated to the top lane, pressuring this tower with the help of Cheshire Cat. He's gone for the Hand of Midas first, so Shotchlow really trying to secure some farm. We'll probably be looking for like Aghanim Scepter, Veil of Discord, those kind of items that really increase his damage output, especially from that ultimate. We will see probably a tower for tower exchange up top. Power Rangers will knock down that one. Glyph's already been used by PR, and now they will lose their bottom tier 1. As Moscow5 group up, they'll bring it down, and it is Razor that grabs the last hit. So Lightning Revenant, his whips are getting a little stronger. He's whipping them down. And what's he got coming out? Is that a full mech? No, it's actually a Drum of Endurance, so no Mecharino. Meanwhile, in the Radiant Jungle, Tron, he goes in onto J4, and he might be able to find a solo kill here. The Battery Assault doing a lot of work. The Wrath of Nature flying through, chips him down, but Nexus, boy, is he taking a lot of damage here. And last word, this may be enough for a kill. Nexus, oh no, okay. Last word had already gone off, pardon me, that was my bad. That was the silence there. But Chatada, he wants to get this. He's going in deep for it, and won't be able to find the kill. Magooch, though, he dies off to the side. Shotchlow is able to take him down. That's happened in the mid lane as we're watching the silencer. So the Void, man, he just gets completely repelled. He finally drops a Chrono looking for the kill, but Razor's there, and oh, that last word doing a lot of damage. Now Shotchlow in the mid. Chatada with an invisibility rune will start things off. Laguna to the face. Dragon Slave will connect this time, and Lina gets credit for the kills. They bring down the Venomancer, and look at this silencer. 6-1 and 2. 14 stolen intelligence at the 11-minute mark. This guy is a machine. He's gone for the Force Staff, so quelling some of those mobility issues that Silencer has. And he's getting big. He's #1 on net worth, and for good reason. He's racking up the last hits. He's middle of the pack, but he's just been so mobile. His rotations have been on point, and PR have done very little to try and shut him down. This solo mid Silencer is pretty legit. Tron's got a hook shot at the ready. They're going to go for the Skywrath Mage. He'll hook shot onto the range creep. Tron, oh man, it doesn't really matter though. We just sick. Doesn't have a tower. No one can TP in to save him. And Clockwork will get credit for that one despite the little goofy hook shot there. Oh, you little rascal. PGG helps set it up though. He's now found his level 6, so that 40% 2x for the Fire Blast starting to hurt as Ogre throwing fireballs all over the place. Now Nexus. Oh, he bumps into Ogre and they kind of kiss and go, I don't think I want to fight you. Both of them with the mutual just, yeah, you're not the kind of guy I want to tango with, as Ogre decides to put down one of these little spiky wards, and we'll just head back to the bottom lane, keep farming it up. So Chatada now moving into the Aghanim Scepter, has the point booster, so good value HP item there, and we'll find his level 11 also. Starting to put those points in Curse of the Silent. A great timing, very well-rounded build from Chatada. Now, Power Rangers, I'm very curious how Shotchlow is going to end up building out of this Hand of Midas. He's going for a Force Staff coming up next, but oh, mid lane. Silencer will get initiated on. The Chrono Spear comes out. Nexus taking a lot of damage, and Silencer actually survives a little bit longer than he should, perhaps. Nexus will end up going down as he takes the Laguna. They will make it a 1-for-1 as PGG gets hit by the poison. Razor coming in. He'll help clean some stuff up, finishes off the Sand King, but Ogre does end up going down to the Venomancer. So it's a 2-for-2, a pretty even exchange. Both teams lose a core and a support. Your Void for your Silencer and your McGee for your Sand King. So not a bad little skirmish. Taking a look at the graph, kind of a break even, which I guess is good for Power Rangers as they are the team on the back foot right now, but it is about a 3,000 gold, 4,000 experience lead for Moscow5. They're holding on to this lead pretty well. And there's that team recap, team fight recap. A little slow on the uptake there, but yeah, not a huge change. A little bit of experience boost going the way of the Power Rangers. PR should start to pull ahead a little bit on experience, compliments of that Singleton Hand of Midas they've picked up. J4 has now found his Blink Dagger on that Sand King, and looks like Nexus, he's moving into the most likely Maelstrom next. So the Mask of Madness Maelstrom, lots of synergy across that build. The more attack speed you get, the more frequent you'll get those lightning procs. But Cheshire Cat, he gets initiated on by Chatada. He'll get a last word off, and it looks like Cheshire Cat will be a goner. Yeah, down he goes. The last word's a bit too much for him to handle. J4 connects with a Burrow Strike. Now they'll start to converge. Global Silence comes out, but look at this. J4 making him smell his tail. as Chitata will still end up getting taken out. Down she blows. King R, he's coming in to try and support his friend. Tron coming around the backside, and we'll get that battery assault online. Hookshot was used, has his blade mail still available. We'll use some cogs in the entryway, and that'll help zone him out. Meanwhile, Blow Your Brain comes around the bottom, looking for the wraparound, but the Sand King will be able to blink back. And looking grim, that M5 will be able to find a recovery kill to avenge their fallen comrade. And that's where it will end. So Chitata, he still makes it a 1-for-1. And all things equal, I suppose, he's the one that comes out ahead because he does get the int out of that. So these heroes that have some way of moving towards the late game that isn't net worth based, like your LC, your Silencer, your Pudge, they do get a little bit of a mini buff in this patch just because you don't lose that. You know, there's no rubber band effect for getting that stolen intelligence. That's just a permanent little, oh, you got like an extra null tally there, friend. So still not bad. Silencer being aggressive. Nice to see it. Other item progression here. I thought there was something else on the Radiant side we missed, but it doesn't look like it. Just a pair of 4 stabs coming out. Always a core item against the clockwork, and you're stuck in the Kongs. Just 4 staff yourself out. That's where Prophet will go. Treads Basilius 4 staff. Kind of an awkward utility build out of this Prophet. Oh, mid lane. Here we go. Epicenter right into the Chrono on to Blow Your Brain. There's the Mystic Flare on top of it, and they'll secure the kill pretty handily. Now PGG caught inside of the Sprout. Tier 1 tower's already fallen. He'll get surrounded by the Treants, but around the backside, Hookshot comes in from Tron, connects on 3 inside of the Cogs. That'll be enough to keep PGG alive. King R coming in. Laguna onto the Veno to bring him down. Tron getting clicked pretty hard. They may be forced to deny him here. They won't get the deny, but they'll make it a 1-for-1 as they commit onto the Sky Wrath. Looks like the Sand King will be able to make it away as he blinks down towards the bottom rune and gets to safety. So again, a pretty even trade. A 2-for-2 Clockwork and Razor for the Veno and Skywrath. Slightly better trade for the Power Rangers, and they will get a little bit of an experience boost out of that. That big gold swing on the graph is partial in that Tier 1 tower they picked up. And did they end a streak there? They may have. No, they didn't. All right, just getting some solid kills. So Power Rangers showing they've got a sign of life. Perhaps that Hand of Midas starting to kick in a little bit on the Venomancer. Is he something on the Courier? Nope, his farm's just still a little bit more lackluster than I would have thought. Now picked up his Arcane Boots. There's that team. I feel like the fight recaps have been a little delayed today. Maybe it's just me, but they've been kind of slow on the uptake. Ogre picks up a Soul Ring here. Not so shabby to go with those Tranquil Boots. Nice tanky presence. That can handle the Soul Ring damage. Tritata. I haven't really talked about it, but the Bloodlust will synergize very well with the Silencer also. Just giving him that extra attack speed. Like I mentioned before, one of the reasons I like the Midas on Silencer, because attack speed, it bodes well. You just chuck those Glades of Wisdom, and that's even more pure damage you can put out. But Blow Your Brain. He'll get initiated on. J4 comes in, and there's your Global Silence. Mystic Flare's already come out. Tron will hookshot in for it, and now Razor on the run will actually survive. The Void turns around. Another fight breaking out on the other side. King R taking some decent damage, but throws a Laguna out onto Shotchlo. They'll lose their Sand King and their Faceless Void. They get the deny on the Lena, and this team fight going very well for Moscow5. We just sick, looking for the kill on PGG. Will find it as he just walks into him. Hey there, friend. You wanted to kill me now or kill me later? And that will make it a 2-for-2, but the deny on Lena does help tip the scales into Moscow5's favor. Meanwhile, up top, the Prophet was trying to push the Tier 2 tower, but Tron will come in to make the defense, and there will be no kill coming out quite yet on that tower. Mid lane, J4 comes in, channels the ulti onto Tritata, and nothing the Silencer can do against the power of the Sand King, especially when he doesn't have a 4 staff available. He will, however, manage to buy his items before he dies, so now just one piece away from that Aghanim Scepter, and that does minimize his losses just a little bit there. So PR getting that cleanup kill. The gold graph is just about leveled out. Experience still going the way of the Dire. J4 still hasn't made much in the way of item progression. And Veno, his net worth just keeps on going up, but where's it all going? I feel like he's got items hiding somewhere. But no, he's still just hanging out on his Arcane Boots, Force Staff, Hand of Midas. And still continuing to farm away. Now smoke rotation from Moscow5. They'll set their sights towards the mid lane. Plasma Field from the Razor to get it started. Now the wraparound from PGG. Connects with the Fire Blast onto We Just Sick. King R around the side. Will Laguna that. Might have been a little bit of overkill there. King R, you had the Light Striker, right? You had 3 buddies to click him down. But, yeah, you know, better safe than sorry. Give him the blade and make sure the kill does indeed come out Tron thinking about a hook shot onto Shotchlo, but nope, won't go for it and just walks back to where his friends are.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, M5 get another kill in their favor. Razor is on his way to his Aghanim Scepter. No mech for the Dire side, which I find a little odd. No mech on either side, which is just weird because we've seen so much skirmishing this game. It's been nothing but fighting. 14 to 22 in 19 minutes. This screams to me to be a mech game. But neither side so interested in the utility item there. Tron, he's getting a little aggressive. He's going to walk right into a burrow strike. What are you doing? You're in the middle of no man's land, friend. Your team's not even on this side of the tower. I don't know what that was all about, Clockwork, but it'll end up being a 1-0, and that creates some space for Cheshire Cat to take out the Tier 1 tower in the bottom. They don't even really do much damage to the Tier 1 in the mid, so it's just an awkward fight from Moscow5 and Power Rangers. They take that skirmish. Now they'll find PGG in the jungle. They'll try to chase down the Ogre. Can they close the gap? He's got his Tranquil Boots uninterrupted, so he's cruising plus 90 movement speed, but they are not afraid. Sprout comes out. Treant's on the other side of it. And there's going to be a stun on to Cheshire Cat, but they're not too upset as PGG will get caught out, and Faceless Void will chop him down as Nexus gets another one up on the scoreboard. So Power Rangers all of a sudden regaining all this momentum. They've got the gold lead now. Experience just about zeroed out, and they'll go hard on this Tier 2 tower up top. There is a glyph for the Dire side, so they have a chance to make a hold if they're so inclined, but they don't seem that interested. They'll start to make a rotation just in the nick of time as the tower moves out of deny range. Tron off to the side. Short range hook shot right onto J4, but they've got some pretty decent follow-up damage. Laguna Blade comes out. Sand King goes down. And Cheshire Cat now on the back foot, so they will actually hold the tower. They find the kill on Cheshire Cat. Silencer picks up that one. He's got a double damage rune on. And Tritada looking to grab perhaps another. Nexus needs to make it to the low ground. Zik will TP out. The silence comes out, and Void. Wow, he takes a lot of damage from that last word. But Mask of Madness, oh, Clockwork snipes him down with the rocket. And they clean it up. It's a 3-0. And they defend their top Tier 2 tower. Very nicely done. I didn't think they'd make it there in time, but they know their rotations better than I. And they will be rewarded with a Tier 1 tower in the top. So just as Power Rangers start to gain all that footing, it's another 2,500 net worth change in favor of the Dire, and we'll see their gold turn into their favor. Now Shotchlo coming in, misses the Gale on to blow your brain, getting a little too excited. And now that'll be the end of that one. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, M5 thinking about this Tier 1 tower. Glyph comes out from the Radiant. Wrath of Nature flies through. Actually does a lot of damage to the Razor, and the Clockworks helps to soften him up. And now on the high ground, Zik and Shotchlo, they're coming in. Tron on the low ground. We'll get a nice set of Kongs right in that little passageway. That will stop them dead in their tracks. Now following that fight, we'll see the Silencer with 22 in, picking up his Aghanim Scepter. So get ready, folks. He's got an extra second of silence duration, and that means a full Curse of the Silent on anyone that comes out. So Zik, wow, he's getting aggressive here, trying to chase down the Lina. Tron, you might be able to find a solo kill here, buddy, but no, he's got the invisibility rune and won't be detected. Ooh, Courier. Courier. Nope, they won't be able to find it. Instead, they'll just find PGG. Burrow Strike into a Mystic Flare. More than enough to bring him down as the hookshot in from Clockwork. Helps sets up the kill onto Zik. Blow your brains there for the recovery kill, and Clockwork will actually finish him off with a rocket. Makes it a 1-for-1. Support for support. And another one of these even trays as the bloodbath continues. Both teams just eager to fight, living up to that CIS Dota reputation where it's all about the fighting. And boy, are they doing that. Silencer now grabs his power treads, and he's one creep kill away from level 16, having that maxed out ultimate, which will mean 7 seconds of just pure, unadulterated silence coming out from the Silencer. I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby. I'm not sure what that means. Something, 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 something. Hopefully everything's okay. I've got Casper here. He'll translate for me if need be. Razor stops off for a BKB. And meanwhile in the Radiant jungle, Tritada, he goes in onto Nexus. He'll burn the silence and finds a solo kill on the Void. Now the cavalry is arriving as they're coming in, looking for J4. He will Burrow Strike away, but Curse of the Silent comes out. He will have a Sandstorm to break it up. And they'll still bring him down as Razor hits him with the chips. Now King R on the run, will just barely get out of range. And drops the Laguna on the Skywrath. Ends up being a 1-for-1. Skywrath gets the unstoppable streak gold, so maybe not what Lina was really looking looking for. Probably should have just kept on running, and I think she could have survived, but still, it's a 1 for 4 across the map. M5 will also get the tier 1 tower, and we'll look at that recap when she's ready, because that's a pretty big gold swing for the Dire side. Now Magooch throwing out the Bloodlust on the Blow Your Brain, and they'll start smacking down this tier 1 tower here in the mid. Come on, fight recap. You can do it. There we go.
Radiant's middle
Yeah, it's
tower
another
is under
like
attack.
2,000,
Dire's
almost
top tower
2,500
has
gold
fallen.
swing going the way. Look at the experience change, though. 5,000 to 0 as Lina died after she sent out the Laguna. Tron up top, double damage rune on, looking for the hook shot. He's got the angle, and he hit it. Come on, Clockwork, you've got it good, buddy. Double damage, he'll start chopping him down with his little wrench. Cheshire Cat tries to TP home, but it's not going to happen. There's your battery assault, and that's an easy kill for the Clockwork. And Nature's Prophet will get punished for trying to commit some of that Rat Dota. He does get the tier 2 tower, but it will cost him his life. And looking at the graph, look at it just peeking up, just boop, boop, boop. That's a nice little even tower there as M5 regaining the momentum. They've got a 7,500 experience lead, 1,500 gold, and things looking pretty damn good for the Dire side. They've got some pretty solid late game secured with the Silencer as well as the Razor. And good old Razor here, he's soon to have that Axe, just about 1,100 gold away. Stopped off for the BKB, and there's that fresh 10 seconds of Magic Immunity. Still hasn't had to use it. But PGG up top gets a stun out onto Sand King, but now he gets silenced. Burrow strike. PGG, can you just survive? Nope, he's dead. As King R, he's coming over, looking for a little bit of vengeance. Light Strike Array will whiff as J from. That is Laguna to the face. See you later, Sand King. King R, man, he is just. He did the math and just wrecked him. He's got an Aghanims. Oh, man, no wonder that did so much damage. Meanwhile, they'll try to punish him. Global Silence comes out. Will it be enough to keep King R alive? Force Staff will get him in position to secure the kill. And now Power Rangers will just try to make the escape as the rest of M5 rotating over. So it's a 1 for 2. Good news for Power Rangers, but this Lina, man, I like this guy. He is not afraid to get up close and personal with him and just drop the Laguna. It's good stuff. King R, man, he's making it rain. This is the kind of Lina I like. Just moving in, just not afraid to die as long as she can zap him with the lightning and pick up a kill. But the Aghanim Scepter, man, it is really scary. 900 range. And, of course, it cuts through the BKB. That's the big thing. And makes PR just a little bit, a little more scared, perhaps. I don't know that this was really a great BKB game anyhow, but this is certainly quite interesting. Now we'll see that Hand of Midas on Venomancer really start to pay off. Shotchlo completes his Aghanim Scepter, so now his Poison Nova, pretty damn potent. Get that slightly shorter cooldown, and of course the damage output is just redonkulous. So Veil Discord will probably be where he's looking next, and it's pretty scary, but you need a finisher. You have to be able to take these team fights properly, where Veno can get in there in the right position to start it off, and then you've got Sand King to finish him off with the Epicenter. Down bottom, we'll see Tron get initiated on by the Sprout, but Force Staffs himself to safety, thinking about a hook shot. And no, he'll actually get caught in the Burrow Strike. There's a Mystic Flare to follow up. He'll just barely survive. Meanwhile, Blow Your Brain coming in. BKB online. We'll find the kill there. Cheshire Cat TP's out. And Laguna Blade to the face as they bring down the Sand King once more. Meanwhile, in the Radiant Jungle, Tritada, Invisibility Rune on. He's hunting him down. He'll see Nexus here, and he's thinking, oh, this Faceless Void. How would you like to be a dead Void? He does not have the Global, so this won't be the easiest of kills. And Nexus, he'll just head for the hills. Tritada. Yeah, won't be able to find anything with this Invisibility Rune, but still trying to stay aggressive. Meanwhile, Prophet in the top lane. He's gone for this really crazy build here. He's gone Crystallis, Mask of Madness on his Force Staff. This is really awkward. He's kind of going into this like, I'm going to be a carry, I'm going to right-click, I want to be able to push fast, but there are better items for pushing. You can go for like a Desolator if you want to do this right-click build, even like an Assault Karas, soften up that tower. There's a lot of options here, and this is an odd one. This is really just like right-click kind of glass cannon style Prophet. It's not even like the Blade Mail Null Tally right-clicking Prophet, because that one's all about durability, getting yourself some survivability, some extra beef on your bones, and I don't know how well this is going to work out. Cheshire Cat's Glass Cannony, it's not the best ratting build. It just feels a little all over the place. You got a little bit of utility, but, oh, I'm looking at that. Skywrath will get caught in the bottom lane. They'll make an easy rotation. As M5 have finished off Roshan. Clockwork moving into what looks like to be a pipe. Great item against the Venomancer, especially once he gets the Ags. And the Aegis of the Immortal here on Trotada's Silencer. Now, meanwhile, in the top lane, Shotchlo and Cheshire Cat are pressing into this tier 3 tower. They will come back to make the defense. Ogre starts things off onto Shotchlo. Lena's here. She's ready to drop the Laguna Hammer. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the tier 2 tower will get finished off by the Silencer. Now the rest of M5 will be able to make it back and head to safety.
And it's up.
Tron, yeah, very close to his pipe, and really, I think it's a core item anytime you're against a core Venom. Even if he doesn't have the Aghanim Scepter, it just absorbs so much damage. It helps that poison. It helps quell the Poison Nova so much. Of course, it does more than the pipe, but it absorbs. If you can get the pipe on every hero that's hit by the Poison Nova, it's the value. You're in value town. That's what I'm trying to get at here. The value is there. It's a solid item pickup. So after all that, PR really won't get much out of that exchange. They end up losing their Skywrath Mage, and they lose their tier 2 tower bottom, and aren't really able to push into the tier 3 up top. And that's where this profit build is a little weird. Even like a Necronomicon, even a Maelstrom is better for pushing than like a Chrysalis, because you're clearing out creeps faster. You got those Chain Lightnings bouncing around doing AoE damage. It's weird stuff. PGG, he's moving in the jungle. It's a rumble in the jungle. And meanwhile, up top could be another rumble in the jungle as Power Rangers hanging around, farming up the dire side of the neutrals. And Tron just getting a little bit of free gold here as he clears up some of those Venomancer Plague Wards. Momentum slowing down a little bit, both sides just getting a bit more passive. And, well, for the side of Moscow5, they're in no hurry. They've got a solid lead. They've got the late game secured. So as long as they can sit back and keep farming, this Razor, he still has a long ways to go before he's 6-slotted. Has himself an Aghanim Scepter and will be moving into the Refresher Orb coming up next. And that's when Razor gets super duper scary. Looks like Silencer will be moving into his Refresher also. Perseverance already up. And is that an Oblivion Staff coming out on the donkey? It's a full Refresher Orb. Oh, daddy. This is, oh man, this is not good. This is not good if you're on the side of Power Rangers at least. Full Refresher on Silencer, 31 minutes in with an Ags. This is just going to be disgusting. This next team fight, that's 14 seconds of silence time, not to mention double Curse of the Silent. That's a lot of damage that you have no way to deal with. Over 300 a pop per silence before magic resistance. So you're doing like 500-600 damage to their whole team, and that's not including all the other damage you're doing when they're committed to the fight. If Silencer gets another Curse of the Silent off, and they do stack, mind you, with the ultimate. There's so much team fight killing potential here. Plus Laguna Blade, soon to be level 3. There's your full Daedalus on the Prophet, so we'll see what Cheshire Cat can do with it. He's starting to click hard, but is it going to make a difference? Now M5, they're moving into the tier 2 here in the top lane. Razor will just go ahead and use the ultimate right away, bring down the tower nice and quick like. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, hook shot in from Tron, goes in on Cheshire Cat. Your first global comes out. It will at the very least be a dead Prophet. And Shotchlo, he'll try to TP out, but it looks like it won't happen. Tritada laying in the right clicks. Blow your brains there next to him. And it'll be a 2-0 as they get the tier 2 up top, defend their tier 2 mid, just barely out of deny range, and get 2 kills out of it. M5 just have complete control of the map right now. 14,000 experience in their favor. That costs them very little outside of a couple TP scrolls. It was the double global silence, so that I guess that does cost them a bit more. Those are their big ultimates there still. 2,000 net worth change. They will press forward and look to take out this tier 2 tower in the mid. No buyback available on the Nature's Prophet. However, there is one still standing on the Veno. I doubt they'll want to use it just to defend a tier 2 tower. They don't have a glyph here, so this will be an easy one. Maybe M5 will look towards the high ground just to force the buyback from the Venomancer. And yeah, they'll go into the high ground. The Razor gets the tier 2 tower mid. And PR, they're not really in a great position to defend here. Looks like they will wait out the buyback. So Veno down for another 10 seconds. Razor's ultimate still has a small bit of duration left, and they'll find a free tier 3 tower out of this. Epicenter flying through. Blow your brain takes a lot of damage as the Mystic Flare is there to follow up. Nexus falls to the Dragon Slave from Lina after the Laguna comes out. Now Lina gets silenced, but it's a 1-for-1. 2 cores have gone down. Even if they lose a couple of their supports here, as they've already lost to Lina, they've gotten the tier 3 tower. PGG gets left behind. Power Rangers with a cleanup. But I'm not sure if that's really a worthy trade. A tier 3 tower down. That really hurts. The whole kit and caboodle. Huge net worth change, though. That'll be about 3,000 going the way of PR, and that'll make a dent in the lead that Moscow5 have already picked up, but they'll need a lot more than that to really start regaining control of this here game. Cheshire Cat, now he's headed right down to this bottom lane, looking to take out this last outer tower. His Treant's going hard in the mid, but backdoor protection, keeping this tower safe. Probably should have just intercepted the creep wave, would have made this a little easier. But that's all right. Venomancer's going to come in. His little Plague Ward's going to chop it down, and Shotchlo will get credit for the second to last outer tower remaining on the side of Moscow5. So down bottom, they may lose 2 towers out of this, but oh, that's a hook shot mid. They'll find Cheshire Cat. He'll force staff away, but Tron will force staff forward. Now that'll be a dead Veno. Nothing he can do about it. Meanwhile, the top tier 2 taking some heavy damage. Everyone will mount the escape, but Zik, he gets left behind. He'll move into the tree line, try and TP home. Razor won't have the damage to chop him down with the whips. And, oh, they don't even get the deny on the tower. The Treants will secure the last hit. So Power Rangers, they lose their Veno, but they still get 2 towers out of that back and forth exchange, and now they'll make a sign of life, start moving to find some recovery. The problem is they still don't have the better late-game lineup, and I think that's part of the reason this Prophet has gone for the right-clicking build, is because they are lacking late-game scaling damage. But without a Hand of Midas, his farm he's keeping up, but he's not balling out of control. And still the Silencer and the Razor are just a little bit more potent towards this late game, and the Position 1 Void not finding the farm that he's looking for. He's more of kind of that Position 3 Void right now. Not quite where you want to be when you're the safe lane farmer. BKB, Mask of Madness, Maelstrom, solid items in general, but his farm is just so lackluster. He didn't get a Midas, didn't get any kind of farm accelerator, and now he's really feeling the hurt of that. Down in the bottom lane, oh, the Laguna, right to the face of the Skywrath. Blow your brain will get credit for that one, and he picks up a full Assault Kuros. So Razor not even going into the refresher. He'll probably look for it coming up soon, but he just wants more minus armor. He wants to synergize with that ultimate and be able to knock down these towers that much more easily. Up top, oh, here we go. Rotation, they'll find Trittata. There's your Chronosphere, and they'll find a good kill on this Silencer. They end the dominating streak, so much needed kill there, but now can they make it out? That's the real question. Tron will have his Kongs to interrupt Cheshire Cat, and he'll pay for his greed. It'll be a 1-for-1 in the top lane. The Prophet for the Silencer. Pretty good exchange for the Power Rangers, especially since they ended the streak. And you'll see them doodling on the map here, thinking about their rotations, and oh, man. Yeah, so 1-for-1. PR, get a slight gold boost. Not getting too much out of it. Ogre soon to be level 16. And this is one of the nice things about Ogres. It does scale a little bit. That'll get his ×2s up to 60%, and it'll bring that small chance, a little bit of the X4, so that full RNG factor for PG Jizzle. And now it's the Sand King who will be the one to take the Veil of Discord. Venomancer, that frees him up quite a bit. He's got 3,600 gold. I'm rather curious what he'll be looking into. I thought he would be the Veil carrier, and that would open up the Sand King to perhaps grab an Aghanim Scepter, but they'll do it a little bit differently. And, I guess Refresher could be an option. Maybe just survivability, like kind of BKB route. Always good to have a BKB against the Silencer, especially when he gets the Ags. Problem is he's got the double silence, so it's already kind of the trump card onto your BKB. Yeah, itemizing is tough here for this Venomancer. M5 around the Roche Pit. There it is, yeah, full BKB now picked up on the Veno. Now, meanwhile, M5, they look towards the Roche Pit. He's respawned. He's going to start chopping him down, but this should be pretty easy. They've now got that minus armor, and Roche, he's just not what he used to be here. In this late game, M5 going to be able to chop him down. Will probably be Trittata picking up the Aegis once more, and he's actually up to 2,600 gold, so he can be looking towards his next item. Probably a Scythe of Vice where he'll be going. Just grab your sheep, get a little bit of extra int, start making those glaives hit a little bit harder, and yeah, there you go. There's your Mystic Staff. So probably your Hex, but you never know. Could be a Shiva's. Not a bad option here either. The right click into the Void and the Prophet of Shiva's would be a damn good item. I don't know that Silencer is the best one to carry it. Probably more suited for the clockwork, but yeah, not the route he's going to go. He'll want to go for the Aghanim Scepter. He finds Zeke. We just Zik in the tree line. Will hookshot over, and they'll find a kill on the Skywrath as they look towards the base. Wow, a quick buyback from the Skywrath. Okay, we just Zik. He's not going to mess around. I guess it's pretty safe to assume that with the Aegis in tow, all their cooldowns up, M5 will press forward and be looking to take out this exposed lane to barracks, but very fast buyback there. First global comes out from Tritada. Pipe's already been used. Venomancer trying to save the ultimate, and not that he has much of a choice here. They will use the glyph to save their melee barracks, at least for now. Blow your brain with the ultimate online and the Bloodlust. Damn, that whip is flying around. Lightning all over the place. They'll use an epicenter right onto Blow Your Brain, and he actually lives. The Void just gets chopped down. The Laguna Blade goes right through the BKB. It'll bring him down. They end up losing their Razor. We're now hookshot in from the Clockwork. Catches the Prophet. He'll be able to Yules himself, but it looks like he won't be able to survive much longer than that. Clockwork brings him down. Shotchlo, he's the one on the run. He's trying to bring him out of the base. PGG is determined. That is the look of an ogre that is hungry for a kill. Shotchlo will be able to force step away. That poison sting slowing down the tubby ogre, and oh, he gets juked. He's looking in the tree line. Shotchlo, he's just hanging out. He's just trying to waste some time. Meanwhile, back in the base, Aegis of the Immortal will go down as J4. He buys back and will bring down the Aegis, but forced after the low ground. J4 won't be able to connect with the stun. Now Shotchlo just gets chopped down by Tritada. J4 comes in. You don't want to go blow for blow with this badass, and it's going to be a full 5-man wipe. Make it 6. As, oh no, the Senki never bought back. He just never died. Pardon me, I thought he got picked off in the fray. But it's a 1 for 5. And Moscow5, they'll live up their name on this one. They've already secured the mid lane of barracks, and down bottom, looks like this lane will go down shortly after. The E-Blade picked up on this Lina. Oh, man, is she hitting like a truck. So they'll stick around to finish off this melee barracks. They'll leave PGG to it. Hey, PGG, good luck, buddy. Hopefully they don't kill you. And Void always coming in. He's hungry. And Void, can he get a bash? Can he get a bash? He doesn't even need it. He'll just chop down the ogre. So M5. All right, PGG, you just go ahead and finish it off. We're all going to make sure we can get out safe. Good luck to you, sir. And they're probably all giggling up a storm. But, oh, look at the Lina. She's got the E-Blade. Standing on the high ground. She's coming in. E-Blade on. There's your Laguna. BKB used. The Void. He survives. But just look at the damage. Just look at it. He was at full health, and he's nearly dead. That's a BKB charge used to get Laguna'd anyway. Oh, God. That's just chunking him down. Well, Silencer will not go for the Scythe. He does go for the Shivas, as we talked about. So now he's damn tanky. Got himself a lot of armor, and great item to have against these right clickers. Up top, Tron looking for the Cheshire Cat. Force Staff will be enough to keep Cheshire Cat alive. He's got a Yules and another Demon Edge looking towards an MKB, and whoa, look at that damage output. He'll be able to bring down the Clockwork, so that is the nice thing about this kind of glass cannon Prophet build. But I just don't think it's going to do enough. Like, sure, you can solo the Clockwork in little odd skirmishes like that, but that's not the power of the Prophet, you know. If you could rat Dota their way to victory, that's kind of what they need right now. They're down 2 lanes of barracks to 0, and M5, man, they've got this game by the haunches. Ooh, Sprout misses on Blow Your Brain up top. He's in the danger zone. Nexus comes in. Oh, no. It's a whiffed Chronosphere. Now Blow Your Brain just turns on to the Nature's Prophet. He'll bring him down. Nexus right now. He's smacking his keyboard. He's slapping himself in the face. Why, oh, why? Buyback from the Nature's Prophet. Not enough to save the Void, and the Razor ends up being a 1 for 2 trade. Forces a buyback onto the Prophet. He did have the help of a Global Silence. The refresher's up in just a couple seconds here, but oh, the Chronosphere. It's a whiff for the ages. PGG coming in onto Shotchlo. There's your multicast. There's your Light Strike Array, and PGG. He's going to end up getting denied. Oh, no, they miss it. The Venomancer gets a freebie as the Ogre ticks down to the Wrath of the Poison. Oh, man. What a fun game this has been. A little bit of clowny plays back and forth here, but suffice it to say, Moscow5, they are in great shape. It ends up being kind of this awkward 2 for 3 around the map. Double damage and a Bloodlust on the Tritada right now. Just look at this guy. He's got everything a Silencer could ever want. He's just chunking in the pure damage left and right. Meanwhile, Tron farming in the jungle. He's just looking towards his Aghanim Scepter. King R, he's got 1,500 gold to work with. I'm kind of curious where he's going from here. A couple of options there. Looking at buyback status, the only one on cooldown now is the Prophet. Well, I guess Skywrath. He's got his on down for another minute, but he'll be available pretty soon. So M5, they're going to play with their food before they eat it. They're just hanging around. It will be a while before third Roche is up, and I don't know that they need to wait that long to try and take another team fight. Lina down bottom. Dragon Slave almost connects, but he'll be able to blink back in the nick of time there. King R, he'll TP out. Ooh, in the danger zone. He lives. All this gold. So much current gold on the Dire side. There it is. Plenty of buyback money. There's your hook shot on that super low cooldown. And a Heart of Tarask on the Razor. I'm really surprised that he hasn't gone for the Refresher. The Refresher Ags Razor is what lets him be such a beast in the late game. The double Lightning Storm or Eye of the Storm, it's disgusting. Disgusting is the only word for it. And still tanking up like this is solid. He kind of doesn't need it because they've got plenty of other late game prowess through the Lina now with the Aghanim Scepter and the Silencer with the 40 intellect that he's stolen. But very interesting here. They know Cheshire Cat is nearby. They'll see him in the tree line. And nope, won't be able to get him. So Cheshire Cat, he gets scattered out by King R. He'll find him. He'll bump right into him. She kisses him, hits him with the Laguna after the E-Blade, and that's a solo kill for King R. And Tron, well, he hook shots him, but it doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, Blow Your Brain, he's all by his lonesome. Global Silence comes out. This could be another turnaround, and no, he ends up going down this time. Global Silence not enough to keep him alive. But noble effort there. And it's a good try. Just a little bit too far forward, all by himself. Now, whoa, there's your epicenter coming out from J4. Does a lot of damage, but the pipe flies through. J4 will go the other way from the rest of his team. So being the sacrificial lamb, gets picked off, and he's circling the map. He's like, look, I kept my team safe. That's what I did there, and it's a good play. So he'll be all right, and M5, it'll be a 1 for 2 as they'll look to press forward here. Maybe they'll start poking at the base. I don't know if they really want to do it without their Razor. These kind of awkward exchanges as people just getting picked off all over the place. Well, one step closer to third Roche. Still haven't gotten past that initial 8-minute timer. We'll see what the RNG factor is. Maybe it'll be a quick one, and M5 can just go straight for it. You see Tron scouting it out with his rockets, making sure they don't miss it. Is Lina, is she going for a Refresher? Is that what, does she even have the mana to handle that? Laguna Blade is 700 mana. Yeah, she could do it. So let's see, 1,400 plus like the 350 of Ags. That's a third of the Refresher plus the. She could do it. She could actually E-Blade, Laguna, Refresh, Laguna. It's possible. It'll be her entire mana pool, but it's going to be awesome. So much burst damage. I hope that's the beginnings of a Refresher. Not something like a poopy Lincoln's. Oh, how boring. Lincoln's at this stage in the game. It's got to be a Refresher. And just based on how King R's been playing, he's just been going hard, man. He's running in. He's just zapping people left and right. He has not had a care in the world, not afraid to throw away his life, as long as it means he gets to use that laser once more. I'm excited about the potential of it here. PGG looks like he'll move towards an Aghanim Scepter if time allows. So about 1,800 gold away. I'm a little suspicious that this game will go on long enough for PGG to actually get his Aghanim Scepter up. But we'll see. Power Rangers just haven't been able to team fight with all of their combos here. They've kind of been catching off these solo kills, but haven't been able to get that big team fight engagement they've been looking for. Nature's Prophet does have that, actually no real item progression. That last buyback really cost him. Looks like he wants an MKB with this Demon Edge, but still a good ways off, about 1,200 gold to go until he's there. Oh, it's a fast Roche respawn, and M5, they'll just be patient. They'll wait it out. Probably waiting out for that Refresher cooldown also. Just about 50 seconds till they can use it again. Roche melts under the pressure. Cheese goes to Tritada, and this time it's Blow Your Brain that gets the Aegis of the Immortal. The last 2 times in these team fights, he's been the one picked off. So they'll let him have a second life, and that means he can be the tanky frontliner and not have too much fear. Just needs to be a little more careful when he uses that BKB, when he uses the ultimate. Of course, it doesn't persist through Aegis Death any longer. Global Silence comes out so that Tron can get a kill onto J4. He'll find it with the help of his Silencer buddy from across the map. So Sand King, does he have a buyback? He does not. So that's 60 seconds of M5 with a 5v4 on the field. They'll just move right into the base. Glyph is available, but this tier 3 tower going to get chunked down. Blow Your Brain in the front lines. Prophet, he's going to try to rat it up, but I'm not so sure how this one's going to work out. They've already broken the backdoor protection for Tada. He gets caught inside of the chrono. He gets brought down, but he'll buy back. We'll be able to refresh, and Global from the well. Now they go in onto the Void, onto the Skywrath Mage. They'll both go down. Shotzo will get force staff back to safety, but we should be moments from a GG here, folks. Top lane of Barracks exposed. The Glyph will be used. The Prophet still trying to rat. He hasn't even made it to the base yet, and they're about to get megaed. I don't really know what Cheshire Cat's plan is here, but there's your second global. That'll be the end of the Veno. Nexus, he'll take a multicast and Tritada. Chipperoo as he chops him down. That'll be your full base kill, and Mega Creep's coming out. Cheshire Cat, he makes it back only to get stunned by PGG, hook-shotted by Tron, and brought down by Tritada. Buyback from the Cheshire Cat as their tier 4 towers getting worked on pretty hard. And Cheshire Cat. Here we go. There's your epicenter. Finds a kill on Tritada. PGG. He almost survives, but Cheshire Cat able to click him down. Laguna brings down the Nature's Prophet. And, Lena refreshes, looking for the mana. Can't Laguna. She needs the mana. Oh, I'm out of mana. Where's Cuddle Guy when you need him? Chakra, please. King R, he's got the mana this time. He wants to blast him. Yeah, laser before the game ends. That's what I'm talking about. King R, the master of the lasers. Buy this guy a laser pointer. So I could just see him using it for hours. What a game to open the Summit by G2A.com European Division. M5 taking over Power Rangers with a dominant display of Dota 2 prowess. Very impressive across the board. The Silencer, 18, 7, and 18. Look at all those fantasy points. Wow. Just wow. Very impressive indeed. The Venomancer pick just didn't really do a hell of a lot for Power Rangers. They weren't able to use him to much avail. He ended up getting an Ags BKB, but I don't know. It felt like Power Rangers had this great team fight lineup, but they were never able to get all 5 in the same place at the same time to really drop the hammer and bring the team fight to Moscow 5. So that will wrap up our first game of the day, folks. We're going to have a long break here. It's about 11:20 on the Pacific Coast, and our next match is scheduled to start in about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit shorter. So 90 minutes from now, we'll have one more game, Power Rangers versus Virtus Pro Polar, and Cuddle Guy will be joining me. I'm Zyori. Thanks for joining us here for Summit 2 coverage. You can follow me on Twitter at ZyoriTV, and of course follow at Beyond the Summit to stay up to date with all things Summit 2 and things happening here in the studio. Take care, and we'll be back after this long break.